Indiana Jones is back with a new sidekick, a new love interest, new archaeological treasures to hunt, and a new bad guy with a terrifying ability that gave every kid nightmares throughout the 1980s. Everyone knew Indiana Jones could not be contained to a single movie. The original film was the highest grossing film of 1981, and while this sequel did not top the box office in 1984, it was still the third highest grossing film of the year. And while there are callbacks to the original movie, the Indiana Jones franchise is closer to an anthology series where you don't need to see the original movie to enjoy the sequel, and all of the movies can really be watched in any order. Now, I say this from experience because I saw Temple of Doom probably 5 times before I saw the original Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now sure, I probably missed a couple of inside jokes and callbacks, but I still enjoyed the heck out of this movie when I was a kid. Karen Allen did not reprise her role as Indy's love interest. She was replaced by Kate Capshaw, who plays Willie Scott. Now while I enjoyed the character of Willie, I didn't like her quite as much as Karen Allen in the original film. However, Indy's other sidekick, Short Round, played by first-time child actor and future Oscar winner Quan, is probably the best part of this movie, and in my opinion, he is the best character in the entire Indiana Jones series. Short Round is probably about 12 years old in the movie, but he could probably pass for 8 or 9. He has an instantly recognizable voice, and his personality is full of energetic curiosity. Short Round embodies childlike wonder, and there is no way not to fall in love with him. I can hear him yelling, "Dr. Jones!" in my head anytime I think about it. Spielberg must have liked working with him because he was cast the very next year in the Spielberg-produced classic The Goonies as Data, the preteen inventor. There is quite a bit more humor in Temple of Doom than there was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, I didn't realize I wanted or needed more humor, but it really worked. The action scenes in Temple of Doom are so over the top. Whether it's the 1930s nightclub shootout including some ingested deadly poison, the car chase with Short Round driving with blocks on his feet to reach the pedals, or the airplane jump where instead of a parachute, a rubber raft was used. Oh, and all of that stuff I just mentioned, that's about the first 15 minutes of the movie. All of the Indiana Jones films follow the same formula. Indy must go on a globe-trotting adventure to rescue precious antiquities from bad guys and either return them to their rightful owner or make sure they are kept safe and out of the reach of sinister parties. Unlike Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, Short Round, and Willie Scott seem to accidentally find themselves in the middle of an adventure. Now, unless I missed something, the adventure that takes up the bulk of the film is something that Indy and crew just stumbled across while escaping the bad guys from the beginning of the film. The plot of Temple of Doom isn't quite as important to the entire world as the plot from Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he is trying to keep a powerful device out of the hands of the Nazis, but what he agrees to do in Temple of Doom means the entire world to the small village of people that he is helping. Mola Ram, the cult leader and big bad of this movie, has a special skill that he pulls out during sacrifices, and that is the scene that always scared me as a kid. As an adult, it looks pretty cheesy, and most of the scary stuff happens off camera, where my imagination just filled in the gaps. The cult setting, the giant palace, and the rope bridge all make great set pieces that will keep you on the edge of your seat for the full 2 hours of the film. And as always, Indiana Jones is charming in his iconic outfit with John Williams' classic score punctuating all of the action. Watching the 3 original Indiana Jones films back to back, I think this is probably the weakest of the 3. But that isn't saying much because all 3 are all-time classics and some of the best action-adventure films ever made. Being yelled at by a small child in a backwards cap, eating monkey brains, extravagant musical numbers, eyeball soup, preparing for human sacrifice, rickety rope bridges.